And this should be a good spot. I've not built around here before. Oh, let's just drop it off here. Okay. Now, let's just... Whoa, whoa. Hold on. Where's it? Where did it go? Hey there guys, Spexxy here. Welcome back to Retro Specs. What am I doing? Well, I'm upside down. And why am I upside down? Well, by the name of the video, you may have guessed this is all about underground. I want to go underground. Now, there's been ways of doing it in the past, and most of you probably already know, but I'll demonstrate quickly for you right now. So if we build a little stick out here like this and lift the lift in the air, then build down on it like so, and put a chair on the end of this, we can jump in the chair, we can lower the lift, and it will take us under the ground. Now, there's no denying that works. It's always worked since day one. But the only thing is, when you take it off the lift, you are left with this hanging around in your world. And yes, you can pick it back up and use it again, and it does work. But I wanted something a little bit more permanent than this. So I tried to come up with another method of doing it. Let's just get rid of that one quickly. Now, to demonstrate this, I want to show you just over here. Now, I'm going to use pistons. Now, I'm using the Durf mod extra speed pistons, the speedy green ones. Now, these are pretty awesome, and the reason I'm using these is because they push so fast that they actually work themselves through the ground. So if I was to press this button here, there you go, it's gone straight through with the seat on it. Now, if I sat in that seat and I've connected that up to the switch, it will also take me under, much like the other one, but a lot faster. Now, if I was to put a bar across here, a little bit high, let's get rid of the seat for a second, put a bar across here, and I tried this on speed setting 1, it would just hit the bar. Let's go up a couple more, let's go to speed setting 4. Yep, still just hits the bar. Let's try... So 7, and it still hits. It tries to get through. It's getting a little bit further. Now 8. Now this is where it starts getting really fast. 8 still sticks on it. 9 straight through, but it gets stuck on the way back, as you can see. Now if I put this up to 10, it should go straight through both ways. Now I was thinking when I saw this and I knew you could do this, I want to kind of use this, as I said, to actually make a lift that can be welded to the floor and stay there permanently, so I can start building an underground base for you guys. Now that's the plan. Now if I was to connect this back up as it was before and jump in there, it takes me under pretty fast, but it definitely takes me under the ground. And now, as you can see looking around, I've had a few attempts at different things around here, and I'm going to show you just quickly what I've come up with. So, inside here, yes, that's right, look at the connections there. Inside here, this is an iKey mod, by the way. It starts off as just a little water tower, teeny one on the floor, as you can see there, and you can turn it small, and it will disappear. Or you can press it again, and it turns it huge, and you can hide your bases and things like that, or vehicles and stuff, inside it, which is all pretty cool. So, inside here then, I have this. Now, this is a lift shaft, as you can see. This one is fixed to the floor, but I use suspension, because suspension also has no collision when it comes to the floor in the center of it. So I welded this thing to the floor using this part here. The suspensions then go through the floor, and the rest of the lift shaft is actually underground. Now if I can show you on my inventory what I mean, it kind of looks something like this. So this part is the bit you can see above, and all of these are connected to a suspension underneath. Now the only thing is that means the whole of this kind of moves around and jiggles because it's on suspension, and that doesn't work really as well as I wanted it to. Now I hoped it would, but I'll just demonstrate what I mean. So let's just jump in here. Now we can just go down with one. Now it gets me down there super fast, and I did start building a little bit of a base around here. But when I press this a few times, sometimes it kind of goes a bit wrong, as you can see. It glitches out. I have to go really, really quickly. If I do it on a slower speed, it doesn't work. And then you get things like that happen, where it kind of just messes up because it's actually not connected fully to the ground. It's on a suspension. So the whole shaft kind of wobbles out, and this is what happens. Yeah, not very good, I think you'll agree. Now, there you can see a gap around it. That again is because this centerpiece is connected to the suspension. I've then connected the rest of this little base area here to the actual floor from the underneath, because you can actually weld to the underneath. Ooh! And I dropped out the weld. That's fine though. So back up top then, here we are again. Now what else did I do? Now I came up with another little idea of how this could be done. And I'm going to show you how to do it. It's basically here. This is it. This is what's going to be on the workshop, and I'm going to show you how to fit this into your world. So here is a working version. Let me just jump in and press the 1 key. Now it takes you down a bit slower. It still makes a little bit of a noise as it does it, but it works at a slower speed. You don't sort of go spazzing out as much as you do with the other one. And there you go. It gets you underground, no problem. And the good thing about this is when you're down here, you can now start to use the lift under here to bring new parts in, and then weld those new parts and build under here, because with the suspension method you couldn't use the lift, because when you tried to place it, it wouldn't let you because it was actually not connected to the world. And as you know, you can't place a lift on a free moving object. So over there as well, you can see I can place my lift because that again is attached to the top of the world, as you can see there. So how do you do it then? Let's just take this back out and I will show you. So this over here, this monstrosity, is what you will find on the workshop. This is how it comes. So when you drop it off like that, let's find an empty space. Now, as I've been doing a few of these around here, you might want to move to another field because I don't want to clash with anything that's already underground. Let's just move on up here a little way and we'll find somewhere to place it down. Okay then, this should be a good spot. I've not built around here before. Oh, let's just drop it off here. Okay. Now, let's just... Whoa! Hold on. Where did it go? I forgot to tell you, you need to actually press one of the switches before you take it off the lift, because failure to do so will lead in your creation just jumping up and... there it is. It's over there. Let's show you what I mean. Because there's a logic gate on this and it's on X NOR, so that you can press switches on the top and the bottom, and it doesn't matter which switch you've pressed, it will bring the lift backwards and forwards or up and down. Then if you don't press a button before you take it off the lift, that is what happens. So let's just flick one of these switches on here first. Oh, there. Now take it off the lift and all should be good. Okay, now to actually fix this to your world then, so you've got a working lift shaft like I showed you earlier. First, get yourself a block like this and place it in the world like so. Then grab your weld tool and take the bottom of this block here, the green one, and paste it on top. Actually, I don't like the way that is. It's kind of sitting in the air. No, I want that actually sitting on the floor. I don't think it would be good if it's sitting in the air. That's floating. Don't like it. Let's see, actually, can we get one? Can I get one in the ground? I might not be able to weld on top of it. I can. Let's just turn it like that way. Can I weld onto that now? Yes, maybe. Okay, that should work. Okay, so then get your weld tool on here and then paste it onto here. Let's hope. No, it doesn't work now because it's going through the ground. This is not really as I planned it. Let's try it over here. Come on, we can do this. Okay, let's get the block there. Take our weld tool onto there, and then where's the block? Just there. Let's place it down. Okay, now it is welded in place, as you can see. Now there's this little lift on the front here, which I'll show you what you need to do with in a second. And on the back here, there's a suspension that was holding that lift shaft that you saw, and it's going all the way back there, and it's now underground. But we need to turn it around and weld it to the underside of here. I couldn't fix it all in one go because otherwise I'd have had to add suspensions going through, and you already saw what happened with that. So I needed to weld it to the underside of the world, and to do that, this is a method I've come up with. So let's just quickly show you how to do it. So jumping in the seat then now, pressing the 1 key will take us down under the world. There is our lift. Let's just jump out, jump in this lift, press the 1 key again. It will take us up to nearly back to the top. There we go. Now you want to place a block underneath the block that you originally placed in the world above. So put it just there. Then delete this suspension just here. Get your weld tool. Take the green block there. And then put it on this one here and weld into place. Now the lift shaft is all underneath the ground and fixed to the underside of the ground, which means it's now solid and you can actually place a lift down there. Or it should be. We'll try that out. Just give us a second. Right. Let's go through there, that's fine. Now let's jump back in here and press the 1 key, takes us back down. Now jumping out again, we no longer need this anymore because it served its purpose. It was only there to get that welded to the underside, and it's done it. So let's just drop that off. Bye-bye. That's going to come back in the top. You probably see it fall. There it is. And when we go up there, we'll actually delete it. Now, because these are attached to the actual world, we can now drop a lift off down here, which we couldn't do before. So that means we can actually start building creations and spawning things in down here. And yeah, it all should work pretty well. Now, what I'm looking at doing is getting modular corridors and modular rooms that I build that I will put on the workshop for you guys. So you can actually start building a complex by piecing the modular pieces together, and corridors and rooms and making a complex down here shouldn't be that difficult. So if you've got any ideas for what you'd like to see in my underground base, of course let me know. I mean, of course I need a living quarters, maybe some games room and things like that, but yeah, we'll figure it out. Now down here, of course, now that it's part of the world, you can actually build to it all you want. So grabbing your brick there, whatever, fallen out again. Okay, well we can delete those things from above while we're here. So we don't need this anymore, like we said, let's get rid of that. And it is gone. Bye-bye. And on the back here, of course, we no longer need this. So let's take this off of here and delete the suspension. And hopefully it's going to fall through as well, but I don't know if it will. Oh, there it is. And we'll be able to get rid of that because that was only there to hold the shaft in place, so it didn't just disappear when you tried to weld it. Okay, so with all that gone, all we should be left with now is the shaft itself. And you can take this away and this away. And all you can do with this is you can actually get one of these and place it, oh, not there, back in there, and spray it black. And then it all looks pretty cool, and you would never know that it was built in like several pieces. Now, pressing any one of these buttons on the side here will bring the lift up pretty fast. It doesn't need to be that fast now though. You can turn it down to 3 on, I should say 8, really. 3 down from the top, 8. You should be able to go through the ground on 8. If not, then you'll need to turn it up to 9. There's no need for it to be on full speed, but don't turn it down any lower, it won't go. Okay, so jumping in there now, it makes a bit of a clang, but it goes through. So there you go, we can go up and down in our lift. All is pretty cool, and all the rest of it that we had is now gone, so there's no clutter. And obviously jumping out while I'm down there isn't working to plan, because I should have built some floors while I was down there, shouldn't I, before I deleted that front part. So let's pour the little front section in again for a second here, because otherwise I'm not going to be able to build down there. Let's get ourselves a little thing like this. Should do. Something I can jump out onto. There we go, jump in there, take us down. Oh, doesn't want to now. Maybe I did turn the speeds down a little bit too low. Let's put them back up to 9 then. Try 9. 9. Yeah. Come on, let's go. On the other side, and turn these up to 9 as well, and we should now be able to go through. So bang, we are through, and we have something to land on, which is cool. So let's just get out onto that. Now, using the same brick, I can obviously come out here and build my world out as I want to, if I actually do it properly. Come on, Spexxy, there you go. And then out here as well, and anywhere that I want to build, I can just place my blocks and do it. So let's get rid of that now. There we go, and we have ourselves an underground little complex area, or starts of. Okay guys, just a quick recap and reminder of the steps that you will need to place a lift in your world. So firstly, download the lift from the workshop. It is the UG lift. Now, place it into your world, but before you drop it off the lift, remember to press one of the switches, as the logic gates will send it springing into the air, as you know mine did, if you remember, and you don't want that. Now, place a block in the world where you want to place your lift. Now, taking your weld tool, weld the green block from the underside to the top of the block you just placed. Now jump into the seat. Pressing the 1 key will take you underground. Now jump into the other chair, and pressing the 1 key again will take you just underneath the ground surface. Now you'll need to use your weld tool again, but before you do so, place a block just underneath the block that you placed originally in the world above. Now, using your weld tool, first delete the suspension underneath the lift shaft that you can see opposite you, and then weld the green block in the corner at the bottom right to the block that you just placed under the ground. This should now place your lift shaft firmly in place and connected to the world, so you have an active lift shaft. Now go back down into the bottom of the lift and delete the parts you no longer need. Now that's a secondary lift, and also above ground you can delete the suspension, which will then get rid of the part that held the lift shaft. Now you will have a working lift that's all connected to the underground, and you will be able to start building your underground base just like I am going to do mine. So guys, if you enjoyed this video, as always, why not spank the hell out of that thumbs up button, and don't forget to subscribe for more retro specs. And until next time, see you soon, and bye for now.